Hey guys, and welcome to a new tutorial of editing Captain Tsubasa 2 for NES. In today's lesson, for those who are feeling kind of adventurous, we're going to take a look at something a little more complex and involved, which is to give a special goalkeeper's save to a goalkeeper that doesn't have any special moves. Now, if you've seen my other tutorial about how to give a player like Gil, a normal player like Gil, how to give him special shots, you would know that there is an offset where the player's abilities who has a special shot are. So you just, copy that code over to Gil and he'll have all that player's abilities. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really work the same way for goalkeepers, at least, not all goalkeepers. Because let's say, for example, you take Lennart, Sao Paulo's goalkeeper, doesn't have any special moves, and you want to give him, let's say, for example, Morisaki's move, where his picture appears a second time and he says, I'll do it this time. So take a look at this, and let me show you what I'm talking about. So normally you would just go to Morisaki's offset, where his abilities are, or his skills, and it has 078F in it. So then you would go over to Lennart, because we want to copy this 078F to him so he can get whatever Morisaki has. But look at this. He's also 078F, so there's no change at all. They're exactly the same. One of them has a special move, the other doesn't. So how do we fix this? The solution and the answer is to give Lennart the down arrow menu option of that triangle move that Wakashimazu has. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be the triangle move. It can be any move you want, but he has to perform it using that down arrow option. And we can name it to something else other than the triangle jump or whatever it is. So I've decided to use the illusion save of Hernandez. I'm going to give that to Lennart with the down arrow menu option. So let's take a look at how that's going to be done. So the very first thing is over here in this offset 21C6D, you would normally have 4DA3. Okay, this is concerned with how that down arrow option looks when it's performed. So when you press a down arrow, you perform it. Normally, Wakashimazu strikes the post with his feet, and that's how it's performed. So we're going to change this because I don't want him to have I don't want him to strike the post, the goal's post, with his feet. I want him to perform the illusion save of Hernandez. So I'm going to readdress this or reassign it. We're going to point it to, we're pointing it to 10FD. If you've seen my other tutorials about editing shots, you would know how that's done. This is basically an empty available space. And in that location, there's nothing but FFFF. And, we need to go there because we're going to be pasting more codes than there's available space for. So the 10FD translates to 3FD10. So again, you can watch my very first lesson. It says it's the one about editing shots, hex editing shots. Okay, and you'll understand how this calculation happens. So this empty location here, I'm sorry, 3FD20 is what we need to go to. 3FD20. So I've already pasted the codes for Hernandez's illusion save here. So the next portion of this is going to be, so yeah, we already went to 3FD20. We pasted the codes of the illusion save. Okay, so we told the game that we want the down option, the down menu option, to look like these, to be the illusion save instead of the triangle move. Now, in this location, you can choose a name for it. You can keep it the same name if you want to call it something like Ultra or Super. For Ultra, you would use these codes. Let me see what I've got. here. Okay, so I've used, I went with the word super. Normally this would say jump here because it would have a little triangle next to it and it would say jump when Wakashimazu does it. But I've changed it to say super here. You can call it, whatever you want, or you don't even have to change it. This offset here determines who has the down arrow option. So by default, it's set to 22, which is Wakashimazu. If you put a 21, then Wakabayashi will be the one that has it, and Wakashimazu will not have it. So I'm going to put 02 here because this is what you need to put if you want Lennart to have it. If you wanted, for example, Morisaki to have it, you would put 0F here. Okay, so we're going to put 02 because we want Lennart to have it. Okay, so let's continue with breaking this down. Here in this offset 221DA, what you need to do is paste these codes, because if you don't, then Lennart will look like the goal, and the net will look the same way as when Wakashimazu tries to punch or catch the ball after his triangle move. So, you go to perform the triangle move with Wakashimazu, and then he either punches or catches the ball, but you notice the goal and the net looks different, and his picture or animation looks kind of different than the rest of the goalkeepers. So to keep it as the rest of the goalkeepers, we would need to paste these codes here. Okay, I'm gonna go with that option, and then I think that's it. This here is for the like his ability, like his guts or his skill, his stats. I'm sorry, his stats. So I'm gonna show it to you once when he gets scored against, like he gets a goal, they score against him, and then one where he catches the ball. And otherwise, he's just gonna punch. He might punch the ball and save the goal. Save the goal that way. So it's either gonna be he catches it, or he punches it, or he punches it and gets knocked away, or he gets scored against. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first option. Okay, so right now his stats are really low, so he's gonna get a goal right now. So see, we have the punch, we have the catch, and if I hit the down arrow, we have the super. So let's take a look at it. There he goes. So he's either gonna try to punch it or catch it, but either way, because of his stats, he got a goal. He got scored against. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this 3AE98 to FFFF, which will make his stats the maximum. And we'll take a look at how it looks when he saves the ball, or he's going to, catch the ball. So that's how it's going to look. And sometimes he might try to punch it. All right, so I hope you have found this helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.